Hey everyone, welcome back to The Mind of Thomas. During the Nintendo Switch presentation all the way back in January of 2017, it was announced the Nintendo Switch would be the very first Nintendo console to have a paid online service, following in the footsteps of PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live. However, it wouldn't be out until fall of that year, which would later change to fall of this year, or more specifically, a day ago. Around the time the Nintendo Switch Online service was about to launch, it received a lot of criticism, and still does to this day. While a large majority of the Switch's user base had and still has problems with the online service, votes were somewhat split on whether or not they would pay for it. While many decided to hold off on giving Nintendo their cash, some even going so far as to calling it a boycott against the service, a large number of people, including myself, made the choice to purchase a subscription as they didn't want to lose online functionality in games like Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, ARMS, and the upcoming Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now that the service has launched and I have purchased a subscription, I figured I'd share my thoughts on it here on my channel. So without further ado, I present to you my review of Nintendo Switch Online. First things first, I figured I'd go over each main topic as it is listed on the Nintendo Switch Online website and promotional material, starting with online play. So far from what I've gathered, after purchasing the subscription, online play seems to be the same as before with no changes made. Currently, most first-party online games on the system use peer-to-peer connection rather than dedicated servers. While this does cause more lag and disconnects, it is substantially cheaper to run from Nintendo's side, which kind of makes me wonder why we even need to pay for this service at all if it doesn't cost anything to run it. And the games that do use servers like Rocket League and Minecraft aren't even owned by Nintendo. I feel like they should at least use some of this money that we are giving them to put actual servers into the games eventually, or at least improve the netcode. Cost aside, however, most of these games should run mostly fine when playing on a decent Wi-Fi signal. And if you aren't keen on paying more money to play online games, there are a few free-to-play games like Fortnite and Paladins that don't require a subscription. I, for one, however, enjoy a lot of the games locked behind the online paywall, which was one of the main reasons I purchased this service. Next up, we have Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online, an app that comes with a service that gives you a library of 20 NES games to play, with more to be added in the future. This right here is one of the best things about the service. The fact that this thing lets me play good old classics like Super Mario Bros. 3, The Legend of Zelda, and Gradius right from the comfort of my bed, car, or toilet seat makes this online service worth its price for me at least. It also has a good selection of multiplayer-focused games like Balloon Fight and Mario Bros., which feel great to sit down and play co-op with a friend in both tabletop and TV mode. You can also play some of these games online now, which is a nice touch. However, you can only play them with people on your friends list and doesn't have random matchmaking. This is mildly disappointing as I would love to challenge anyone across the globe in a game of Dr. Mario, but this isn't a deal breaker for me by any means. If there were anything I could do to improve this part of the service, it would probably be to implement random online matchmaking and add games from more consoles like the SNES, N64, GameCube, and Wii into the mix. I feel like they will at least add SNES games at some point, as they are really easy to emulate, and they will eventually run out of NES games to put on here. Overall, though, this is a fantastic part of the service and a great addition to the Nintendo Switch as a whole. Now let's talk about cloud saves. This is a long requested feature on the Switch, as many feared of losing their Switch and along with it, their save data. Now it is finally here as a part of the online service. Backing up the games is easy and works well, however there is one big problem. Some games will not support cloud backups. This is mostly due to Nintendo's growing concern towards cheating, as having cloud saves on games like Splatoon 2 would allow you to go back and re-earn a rank you may have lost while playing online, or Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, where you could potentially trade a Pokemon to another player and then use your cloud saves to get it back. While I do understand Nintendo's reasoning behind this, they need to find a workaround for it. It's scary to think that if I lose my Switch, I lose all my Splatoon 2 data along with it. Now we have the smartphone app, which is probably by far the most controversial thing about this service. Instead of finding a way to implement voice chat on the Nintendo Switch system itself, they put it on a smartphone app instead. While I can kind of see why they may have gone this route, as the Switch doesn't have a built-in microphone, I don't know why they couldn't have just let you plug in a headset and mic and call it a day. Maybe it's because so many people have smartphones already, therefore making it a cheaper solution for the consumer, but I would gladly go out and buy a headset and mic if it meant I could voice chat on the system itself. Now that aside, is the app actually any good? Well, a little bit. The app allows you to check your stats for online games such as Splatoon 2 and also order gear. This is really cool as I can simply pull out my phone from my pocket at any time and check how I'm doing overall. The main voice chat function of the app also works decently, and there is matchmaking with strangers if you're into that sort of thing, but it only supports certain games currently and doesn't have any other form of communication besides voice chat. So you're probably just better off using Discord or Skype. And lastly, we have Special Offers, which is currently just a $60 NES controller and some Splatoon 2 items. This is underwhelming in my opinion, but if they start doing stuff like eShop discounts with this, oh man, it'll be amazing. For now, we'll have to wait and see. Now, you might ask, how much will this all cost? Well, to answer your question, the service is actually pretty cheap, coming in at $20 a year or $35 a year for a family plan. This is miles better than the pricing for Xbox Live and PS Plus, and is one of the saving graces of this service. So, overall, did I feel purchasing a Nintendo Switch Online subscription was worth it? Well, yes, I do. Online play, while it has some flaws, is a necessity for me. The NES games are really fun, and while you can't use it for all games, it's nice having cloud backups for most of my stuff. I'd recommend this service to anyone who wants to play online, obviously, anyone who enjoys retro gaming, or people concerned that their Switch will get lost or broken and have all of their saves gone, as long as they aren't too attached to Splatoon 2, that is. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a big fat thumbs up and subscribe. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.